if the court awards the injured, let's say 5 million, and your insurance cover only agrees to pay the 3 million, you'll have to cough 2 million.
Yes.
So where will you get 2 million from? Usually, you are taken to court when the insurance declines to pay, or they pay a small amount, and the affected sees or finds it important to seek a legal redress. Just assume, now that you've talked of that, you carried a foreigner. They are usually paid in dollars. And unfortunately, something happens, and he is not able to report to work for like 1 year.
1 year. Hi everyone, I hope this video finds you well. My name is Martin, in case you're here for the first time. Na sisi ni watu wa insurance. We do civic education as well as reviews on insurance, especially within the Kenyan market. We are here to help you understand insurance better, so that when you're buying products from these insurance companies, you know what to expect in case you need to do a claim. Now, in today's conversation, we want to touch on a very I think a very special subject that probably not so many people will talk to you about. I mean, not so many people will tell you about this product. And we want to talk about personal liability cover. I want to start by asking you a question. We have talked about third parties and comprehensive. And if you have been keen enough to really listen to what we have been saying, insurance companies or these third party covers, they have limits to how much they can pay in case of a damage or in case of a claim. And let me give you an example. We said in case you are involved in an accident and you have a third party and maybe someone dies in the process, an insurance company has a limit of 3 million per life lost. So what happens when maybe you are taken to court for maybe other reasons, and maybe the court decides that the cost for that damage is beyond what the insurance company can pay. Tuseme maybe umeambiwa court imesema your damage is 5 million, but the insurance company is liable to pay only 3 million. What happens with the balance? Is there an insurance cover that pays for the extra? Because if probably you cannot be able to pay 3 million, na maybe court imesema you're supposed to pay 5 million, most likely you cannot be able to like raise the 2 million. So kuna insurance cover yenye inasaidia ku cover for the deficit. So that is what I want us to look at today, to have that conversation, because it's a very important but maybe rarely discussed, ama ni kitu inakuwa overlooked so many times. We want to have a detailed conversation just to help you be fully covered, because as it is, most people are not fully covered. Without wasting much time, I would first of all recommend that you subscribe to our channel. It's the best way to support our content. Information we give it for free, and the best way to reciprocate is to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like this video, share, and leave a comment. Without wasting much time, let's get into the video. Yes, karibu sana Bwana Moi.
Thank you, Martin. And as always, I'm very excited today as we discuss this subject, because previously we've dealt in depth on matters to do with motor insurance, and especially third-party comprehensive, and to what extent these particular insurance covers the pay. So just to do a recap, number one, if you buy a third-party cover, you know that is one of the key insurance that any driver must have, or that any owner of the vehicle must first of all have. So the biggest limit for third-party cover for any one life is 3 million, and at one event the maximum an insurance can pay is 20 million.
That is, let's say, more than one life has been lost.
More than one.
Let's say, for example, 7 lives have been lost. That is 21 million.
That is 21 million. So the
maximum the insurance can pay is 20.
Is 20 million.
Yes.
So that is why it is very important to understand that these particular covers, they also have what do we call it? They are cons. Yeah. So for example, when you are buying a third party cover, you only need to understand that it only covers the people inside and the people outside, but not the driver.
With the exclusion of family members.
With the exclusion also of family members, meaning the first family need to have a first party cover or personal accident cover, which now looks at the driver's welfare.
Yes.
So that is one of the exclusion under the insurance.
Yes.
So number two, you need also to understand that so many things happens, but because we rarely get to hear about them, we may not even understand them.
Yes.
For example, this particular scenario you've presented, if, for example, you cause an injury, or you cause death, or let's say you even destroy someone's property, maybe fence, because sometimes it can go into millions. Yeah, you know.
Let me give an example, a practical one.
Yes.
Umegonga Bentley.
Yeah, good. Yes. Umegonga Bentley. Ama you've you know the good thing about those high-end cars.
Yes.
They also have very good insurance.
Yes.
So he may not even see the need.
Yes.
To sue you because he already have an insurance.
Yes.
So what the insurance does is his insurance goes to your insurance and kind of shares the cost. But really, will you find your insurance coming to you? Where this particular case is seen most oftenly is when you are taken to court.
Yes.
And usually you are taken to court when the insurance declines to pay, or they pay a small amount, and the affected sees or finds it important to seek a legal redress. Or the same, let's take a case of you've hit a person. Fortunately, he has not died, and the total cost, maybe of medical expenses, cost of suing you, cost of maybe taking care of his monthly expenses surpasses 3 million. Yeah. If it surpasses 3 million, and you obviously know that your insurance will only cover up to a maximum of what?
3 million.
Up to a maximum of 3 million. So assuming the court awards the injured, let's say 5 million.
Based on his presentation.
Based on
I have lost my wages.
Good.
I have lost my foot.
I have cancelled this. I have done this.
Yes.
So if the court awards the injured, let's say 5 million, and your insurance cover
only
agrees to pay the 3 million, you know you'll have to cough 2 million.
Yes.
So where will you get 2 million from? You only have two choices. Either you organize a harambe who will, because I can tell you it's very rare you find someone with 2 million cash. You'll have to dispose something.
Yes.
So that is one option. You either dispose, you organize a harambe. Alternatively, if you are well advised by your insurance guy, he could have advised you way before to have what we call a personal liability
cover.
A personal liability cover simply is an insurance policy you take purely for kind of protection against legal liabilities, against unprecedented or unexpected costs of maybe you've injured someone or something like that. So this cover, it's not very popular, and the reason is it's not mandatory. You do it on voluntary basis. So this particular cover, you actually in Kenya we only have around just one company which offers this, but it is very, very important to have it. because some of the things that it protects you is and this forms the most expensive part. Legal charges, yeah, excess costs, yeah, especially when you injure someone, yeah, and so many other costs that are related to injuries. Yeah, you need to feed this person maybe for a month, 2 months, 3 months. So where will that money come from?
You need to take care of their medicals, which you cannot like anticipate for how long.
Good. Yeah, you have no
if someone tells you after the accident I need to go for therapy,
good,
how long will that therapy go?
It can go for 1 year.
Yes.
So those costs, they are taken care of by personal liability cover. It's usually very, very easy to have. You can have it at the time of taking your motor insurance cover, or you can take it as a standalone cover. And the best or the most important thing is you can choose any limit, just like you do for medical. You can take a 5 million limit, 3 million limit, 10 million limit, depending with your capability. As for the amount of money, that of course is dependent on how much you feel you are how much you value your life.
Yes.
Yeah, just like medical cover, you can choose. Yeah, so but I must stress this, that it's a key insurance policy to have, because you never know, especially as a driver. We've seen cases where someone have been taken to court and you've had to sell your car.
Yes.
Yeah, that car possibly could be worth one, and you still find that
even after selling, you are not able to offset.
Yes, there's still some cost which may force you again to
even take a loan
or dispose a property which you bought using the same motor vehicle. But we can always assist you in quotation so that you can be able to choose wisely.
Yes.
And we can also advise you on what other alternative you can take to reduce that burden in the event something like that comes up. Yeah,
I think what we have already covered in as far as motor insurance is concerned, there are different pieces. I mean, there are how do I put it? Extensions. I would say there are different extensions that are optional.
Yeah.
What you are taking, either a comprehensive or that party.
Yes.
We'll need to like do another video to like help our audience understand what do you need to be like completely covered.
Yeah.
Because you can have one piece that you remain exposed. Yes, you have a third party,
yes,
but you are exposed in this way.
Yeah, sure.
This maybe two, you have an excess protector and you have this, but there's another piece that leaves you so much exposed.
Sure. So just we can possibly do kind of a preview.
Yes.
So that our people can understand. So because motor is quite broad and motor insurance is quite wide. So first thing is that we basically the most common is the comprehensive cover.
Yes.
Which in essence it is the second party cover. The first party, we have the first party
with the personal accident,
which is now the personal accident cover. Yeah. We have the second party,
the comprehensive,
which is the comprehensive. We have the third party, which covers now the passengers and the pedestrian. So we also have now this personal personal liability cover. This is an extension of this. You could take this, but you could even take comprehensive cover, and something like that happens. You know, it also have the same limit as
yes.
The only difference between that party and comprehensive is that comprehensive covers also the car.
Yes.
The car is also included, but as for the limit, they are of the same magnitude with the third party. So for you to be like 100% covered, you need a personal liability cover.
So in short,
Yes.
A comprehensive, because it doesn't cover the driver,
Yes.
you need a personal accident cover.
Good.
And because of the limits, and sometimes you cannot anticipate how much you will spend on in the event something happens.
Sure.
You need a legal personal liability cover.
Yes.
Because of those unanticipated costs.
Yeah, sure. I agree with you.
After the insurance has paid, whatever is left, you need to be covered.
Yeah, sure. That is why we encourage our viewer to keep on sending us questions, so that where we find this necessity to clarify something like this, we can always do this.
And I think to give it like as we wind up, a practical example, we have a case that we are doing a claim, and we have seen that the claim exceeds the limit.
It exceeds the limit, yes.
And our client is able to justify why the figure.
Yes.
So the balance, if the insurance pays 3 million and then the guy decides to push,
he can push the excess limit to be paid by the person who owned
the cover.
Yes. That is an option he has.
So that's a very classic example.
Yes.
And it can happen to anybody.
Sure. It can happen to anybody. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Just assume, now that you've talked of that, you carried a foreigner. They are usually paid in dollars. And unfortunately, something happens, and he is not able to report to work for like 1 year.
1 year.
So you can imagine how much it would cost. So the insurance ordinarily pays up to the limit they've set in the document. Now the excess, you will have to cough it out.
Yes.
So that makes
so far and above the damage, anataka kulipiwa salary yake every month for the next 1 year.
For the next 1 year.
Maybe $2,000 every month. For the next 1 year, you can imagine. Yeah,
that is quite a huge amount. That is why we don't take it lightly, to educate you first of all, because you never know.
Yes.
This being an accident, there's no way of there's no other way of protecting yourself apart from having an insurance. Yes.
Very true. Wow. So I hope we gave you value for your time, and we are also expecting that you keep sending us those questions. Because some of the reasons, one of the things that makes us feel fulfilled is when we are addressing these questions.
Sure.
Because this is somebody who is looking to understand a certain aspect in insurance. So it gives us relevance.
Sure.
Tunafanya video because somebody is seeking that information. So keep sending us those questions. We'll be looking forward to doing videos for you.
Yes.
And we hope that we are giving you value for your time. And if so, make sure to subscribe, like this video, share with your friend, and make sure to turn on the notification bell so that every time we post a new video, you'll be among the first person to be notified. So until we see you in the next one, God bless you and
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.